What's going on, y'all? Thanks for joining me right here on CJUFCpicks The Smoke Sesh. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, drop a comment, help me out, help the algorithm out. Like the video, comment on the video, and subscribe to CJUFC Picks, especially if you like free picks, free bets, free underdogs, free locks, and we're introducing a new segment to the channel, the Wild Parlay of the Week. And if you want to check that out, just go over to my Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, CJUFCpicks. Just type it in, it should be right there. Give me a follow and give me a like. I would really appreciate it. Tonight, we are breaking down UFC Fight Night, Allen versus Craig. This is going to be a very good card, very good main event right there. But before we get into that, let's go over what happened last night on UFC 295, Prochazka versus Pereira, which was a really solid good card. I went 8 out of 13. So I had 8 wins, 4 losses, and 1 draw, ladies and gentlemen. The first fight I got correct was Jamal Emmers by knockout TKO. As you saw in the beginning right there, I got that correct and I got the outcome correct. So that's good. I also got Joshua Van by decision. I got that one correct. Another good win for me. Another pick that I got correct was Castaneda, Sexy Mexi. He got it done for me. I did predict by knockout, but that's okay. I still got the pick correct. My first loss, my first one that I got wrong was Marco Manton. He got knocked out by Jaron Gordon. I did not see that coming. I thought Marco Manton had this in the bag, but apparently he didn't because he got knocked out. So I got that one wrong. The draw that I was talking about a little bit earlier was against Sadikov and Vyacheslav Borchev, Slavaclaus. That was a very close, good fight, ladies and gentlemen. Sadikov has a chin, and Slavaclaus is a junkyard dog. So those two guys are very exciting and very hard to put out. So that fight could have gone either way. So that went to a draw. Another very easy win for me was Rebetsky. Rebetsky is a beast. The dude is a problem. And I got that pick correct. I did pick the outcome wrong. I got him by knockout, but he got it done by submission in the very first round. So good for him. My dog of the card did not win for me, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't check that out, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, I had my dog of the card as Tabitha Ricci, which was a very close fight, and she lost to Lupe Godinez by a decision. My next fight that I got correct was Urseg. Urseg did win the fight. He did win by decision. I did pick him to win by knockout, but either way, I got the pick correct. The next pick that I got correct was Diego Lopez. That was a very good win, a very good hit for me. I got him at plus 120, guys. That was a great line for him. You probably won't see that line in his next fight, I can guarantee you that. And the next fight that I got correct, and I told you all that he was a killer. I told you all he was someone to look out for. Benoit Saint Denis. He got it done by knockout. The dude is a problem. The dude is a beast. He might be a top contender, and he might be fighting for the championship in the next year. These next two fights I got wrong was Mackenzie Dern. I did get um, pick her to win against Jessica Andrade, but Jessica Andrade just finished her, and that was it. Mackenzie Dern is she's still good, but she needs to work on her striking and her defense. Next fight that I got wrong, ladies and gentlemen, was my lock of the card. I was very certain, and I was wrong. I was wrong, and that fight could have gone either way too, because both of those guys were monsters. Both of those guys were beasts, and I'm talking about the interim heavyweight title match between Sergey Pavlovich and Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall did knock him out. So Tom Aspinall ain't no joke, and hopefully we get to see that fight between John Jones and Tom Aspinall, or or the other fight between Tom Aspinall. Whoever steps up, it's just gonna be a banger, folks. It's gonna be fireworks. And the main event that I got 100% correct, and I told you all that Alex Pajeda was gonna finish GD Podachatska by knockout TKO, and he got it done, and he cashed in for me big, folks. So that was the recap for UFC 295. Before we do the breakdown for UFC Fight Night, Ailin versus Craig, make sure to roll one up. Make sure to light one up with your boy CJUFCpicks. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on TikTok. I'm everywhere, folks. Give me a follow, give me a like, and subscribe. Let's get right into it. The first fight of the night is in the men's featherweight division. We have Lucas Alexander versus Jeka Saragih. Lucas Alexander, he's 8-3, 28 years old, 5'11", with a 73-inch reach. Jeka Saragih, he's 13-3, he's 28 years old, 5'8", with a 69-inch reach. I did make Lucas Alexander my dog of the card a couple weeks ago, but his fight got canceled. And I'm picking him here in this fight, folks. I think he's the much better fighter. Um, he's going to have a height advantage, and he's going to have a reach advantage. So that is good for him. And he's one of those tough Brazilians that come from Brazil. He's going to go in there, and I think he's going to stop Jeka Saragih. I think this fight is not going the distance. This fight screams violence to me. Let's go over the records real quick. His last win, Lucas Alexander, was with Steven Peterson by decision. That was 7 months ago, so not too long of a layoff. He did lose to get against Joanderson Brito, and we all know Joanderson Brito is a monster. He's a problem. And that was only two fights that he had in the UFC. So he's 50-50 in the UFC so far. Jeka Saragih has only had one fight in the UFC, and that was 7 months ago against Anshul Jubli, and he lost to him by knockout. We all know Anshul Jubli can knock people out, but he's not that good. He's not that good. And I don't think Jeka Saragih is going to do anything to Lucas Alexander. I think Lucas Alexander pretty much has this in the bag. Might put him in a bet, might bet him, depending on his money line. I did not look at any lines at all. I'm assuming that Lucas Alexander is a favorite, but depending on the line, might put Lucas Alexander in a bet. Gotta do a little bit more research on that fight, but I'm pretty confident, and I'm gonna give you my level of confidence for every pick. So my level of confidence out of a 10, Lucas Alexander, I give him a 6.5 out of 10 to win this fight. And let's move on up to the next fight, ladies and gentlemen. Scheduled in the men's flyweight division, we have Charles Johnson versus Rafael Estevam. Charles Johnson, he's 13-5. He's 32 years old, 5'9", with a 70-inch reach. We have Rafael Estevam. He's undefeated at 11-0, 27 years old, 5'8", with a 69-inch reach. Excuse me. Some gas right here, folks. This is some blueberry pound cake. Sounds good to me. Charles Johnson, he's riding a two-fight losing streak. Not a good look. Um, I guess he's fought to tougher competition because he's been in the UFC longer, and he's got more fights on his record, but he's a wishy-washy fighter. His last win was almost a year ago against Jimmy Flick, and then he won against Zalgis Zumangulov, but he did lose to Muhammad Makayev, but everybody does. He lost against Ode Osborne in a split decision. That's a red flag because Ode Osborne ain't that great. And then he lost against Cody Durden. Not a bad loss, but we have Rafael Estevam, the undefeated Brazilian at 11-0. He's only 27 years old, so he is younger. He's probably going to be faster and a little bit more powerful as well. Definitely better on the ground. I like Rafael Esteban in this fight, and I might bet him as well, depending on his number. Like I said, I did not look at any lines for this card, but I did do my research. I did do my homework, and I love Rafael Esteban to win this fight. My level of confidence out of a 10, I would give him an 8.5 out of 10 to win. Rafael Esteban to win this fight. Next fight, ladies and gentlemen, scheduled in the men's bantamweight division, we have Chad Anheliger versus Jose Johnson. Chad Anheliger. He is 12-6, 36 years old, 5'6", with a 64-inch reach. Jose Johnson. He's 15-8, 28 years old, 6 foot even, with a 71.5-inch reach. I think this fight is going to be very close. Did not look at the line. Might stay away betting this fight because I'm not 100% sure on any of these fighters. But my heart and my gut, I gotta go with Chad Anheliger. I think he's a little bit more faster, maybe a little bit more powerful, and man, I don't know. Both of these guys. I might switch my pick right here, folks. Something just told me that Jose Johnson might win this fight. Something in my heart just like, oh, just switched it. Switched the flip. I gotta go with Jose Johnson just because of that feeling. Give me Jose Johnson, man. He's taller, has a better reach, younger, and I always say in all my breakdowns that I like when a fighter has more advantages than their opponent. And in this case, Jose Johnson definitely has more advantages. The youth advantage, the height advantage, and the reach advantage. Give me Jose Johnson to win this fight. Level of confidence, 5.5 out of 10. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure on either of these fighters, but my heart just flipped the switch when I was making that breakdown, when I was making that prediction. So I'm going with Jose Johnson to win this fight, maybe by knockout. Next fight, ladies and gentlemen, is a certified banger on the prelims. We have in the men's featherweight division, Jonathan Pearce versus Joanderson Brito. Jonathan Pearce. He's 14-4, 31 years old, 6 foot even, 71-inch reach. Joanderson Brito. He is 15-3, 28 years old, 5'8", with a 72-inch reach. This fight might not go the distance. Jonathan Pearce looking very impressive lately, winning against very good talent. He's won against Darren Elkins. He's won against Mac 1 Americani. He's won against Christian Rodriguez. That's a good win. He's won against Omar Morales. That's a good win. And he's won against Kaya Kamela III. Joanderson Brito, though, the dude is a killer. He's got knockout power and he can submit you. He's riding a 3-fight winning streak. He's knocked out Weston Wilson. He's submitted Lucas Alexander and he's knocked out Andre Feely. He did lose to Bill Algeo by decision, but Biagio is a good fighter, so that's a decent loss. And then he won against Diogo Lopez, which is another good win on the Contender Series. I gotta go with Joanderson Brito here. I think he's much more powerful than Jonathan Pearce. I think he's better on the ground as well. Pearce probably has better cardio and a bit more technical, but I gotta go with Joanderson Brito. The dude is a beast. He's another Brazilian on the card, and a lot of Brazilians on this card I've noticed. So yeah, give me Joanderson Brito to win, and I think I'm gonna bet him inside the distance. Confidence level 8 out of 10. Next fight, ladies and gentlemen, scheduled in the men's heavyweight division, we have Mick Parkin versus Caio Machado, and I believe both of these fighters are making their UFC debut. This should be a very good fight. Both of these guys are riding a 5-fight winning streak in their last 5 fights. Mick Parkin, he's undefeated at 7-0, 28 years old, 6'4", with a 79-inch reach. Caio Machado, he's 8-1, he's 29 years old, 6'4", with a 78-inch reach. Both of these guys are prospects. Both of these guys are very good. Both of these guys can finish you. But I like Mick Parkin just a little bit better. I think he's got better cardio, more technical, and probably be more powerful. Um, he's really impressive. Don't get me wrong, Kaya Machado, pretty good himself. But something's telling me that the heavyweights in England are gonna take over. Look what Tom Aspinall just did. Mick Parkin has a little bit of a Tom Aspinall style in him, in my opinion, from what I've seen on tape, from what I've done on research. Don't get me wrong though, Kaya Machado is a beast himself. So watch out for this fight. Might stay away betting wise. Confidence is a 6.5 out of 10 for Mick Parkin to win the fight. Next fight, ladies and gentlemen, scheduled in the women's bantamweight division, we have Lucie Pudilová versus Ailin Perez. We all know Ailin Perez likes to twerk. She got a fat ass. Lucie Pudilová, she's 14 and 8, 29 years old. Fight. Try to hold it in. Sorry. 5'8" with a 67.5-inch reach. Ailin Perez, she's 8-2, 29 years old, 5'9", 66-inch reach. This is kind of a lower level women's MMA fight. Both of these women are tough. Both of these women go at it. Um, this is gonna be Lucie Pudilova's third UFC fight, and the same thing for Ailin Perez. But I like Ailin Perez wrestling, her grappling, her toughness, her cardio is probably gonna outmatch Lucie Podolova. Lucie Podolova, her cardio is a little bit questionable in my opinion, and we know that Ailin Perez likes to pressure girls. She likes to put on that wrestling, that grappling, and she's just nonstop. She got a lot of takedowns in her last fight, ladies and gentlemen. No matter if she has OnlyFans, no matter if she's twerks, doesn't matter to me. I think Ailin Perez gets the win. I think she's gonna win this fight, probably by decision. I don't see a finish in this fight because, like I said, both girls are very tough and will fight for your money. So, give me Ailin Perez. Confidence is a 6.5 out of 10. Might stay away betting wise. Might just bet the over, depending on the line. Next fight, ladies and gentlemen, is a sneaky banger fight, to be honest. Scheduled in the men's lightweight division, we have Nikolas Motta versus Trey Ogden. Nikolas Motta, he is 13 and 5, 30 years old, 5'9", 70.5-inch reach. Trey Ogden, he is 10-6, 34 years old, 5'11", 72-inch reach. This fight is a sneaky banger. Both of these guys can go at it, and I like Nikolas. I'm just gonna be straight up. Nikolas Motta is probably gonna win this fight. I like him much better than Trey Ogden. He's younger. He's gonna be quicker in there. He's got knockout power. Trey Ogden, he's probably fought the tougher competition in the UFC, but Nikolas Motta ain't no joke, and he's another tough Brazilian coming in here. This is a small cage, I believe. I think they're fighting at the Apex for this card. So if that's the case, give me Nikolas Motta to win inside the distance, probably by knockout over Trey Ogden. Confidence level is a 7 out of 10. And I might bet Nikolas Motta depending on the number. Next fight, ladies and gentlemen, scheduled in the men's middleweight division. We have César Almeida versus Christian Leroy Duncan. César Almeida, he's only 4-0, only four professional fights, ladies and gentlemen. He's 35 years old, 6'1", with a 74-inch reach. Christian Leroy Duncan, he's 8-1, 28 years old, 6'2", 79-inch reach. I think this is a gimme fight for Christian Leroy Duncan. This might be lock of the card for me, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of lock of the card, if you want to know my official lock and my official dog of the card, along with the wild parlay of the week, go over to my TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I'm all over the place. CJUFCpicks. Look me up and give me a follow. Christian Leroy Duncan most likely is going to win this fight, ladies and gentlemen. Because Cesar Almeida, he's only 4-0. This will be his fifth professional fight. He's making his UFC debut. He's almost 36 years old. A 36-year-old middleweight making his debut is a huge red flag, in my opinion. Christian Leroy Duncan, he's only 28 years old. He's going to be taller. He's going to have a 5-inch reach advantage. Yeah. Give me Christian Leroy Duncan to win this fight. Might make him my lock of the card. Next fight, ladies and gentlemen, is gonna be a straight up banger and probably not going the distance. We have Uros Medic versus Jonny Parsons. The smoke slash, you already know. CJUFCpicks giving you the fire picks. Uros Medic, he's 9-1, 30 years old, 6'1", 71-inch reach. Jonny Parsons, he's 9-3, 32 years old, 5'9", 69-inch reach. This is gonna be a little bit of a hard fight to call because I like both of these guys. I like Uros Medic and I like Jonny Parsons. I love their fighting styles, and Uros Medic can finish you by knockout and he can finish you by tap out. But we got Jonny Parsons, man. The dude is a junkyard freaking dog. He's got knockout power himself. Man, I don't know who to pick on this fight. I'm 50-50 on both of these fights. And both of these confidence level is probably going to be a 5 in the middle. Might just flip a coin on this fight, man, because this is a hard fight to call. But I'm going with Uros Medic because the doctor is coming to operate this slug or not and probably knock him out. I just got a gut feeling that Uros Medic is someone to look out for. The dude is a dark horse in the welterweight division. He went to war with Matthew Samuelsberger and knocked him out. Everybody thought he was going to lose that fight, and I did not thought he was gonna lose that fight. I picked Uros Medic in that fight. I remember that. But Johnny Parsons is nobody to just second thought. He's not a second thought type of guy. The dude is a fucking. Sorry to swear. The dude is a freaking beast. Quick, this is a coin flip fight, but I gotta go with Uros Medic. Confidence level of 5. Next fight, ladies and gentlemen, scheduled in the women's strawweight division, we have Amanda Ribas versus Luana Pinheiro. Amanda Ribas, she's 11-4. She's 30 years old, 5'3", 66-inch reach. Luana Pinheiro. Sorry, guys. My computer just froze and I got ashes all over the place. She's 11-1, 30 years old, 5'4", 62-inch reach. This is another coin flip fight because both of these girls are junkyard dogs. Both of these girls are tough. But Luana Pinheiro, she's on a tear. She only has one loss on her record, and ever since she's been in the UFC, since the Contender Series, which was 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago, she's been on a tear. She's won against Ronda Marcos, but that was an illegal upkick, so can't really count that. But she did win against Sam Hughes, and she won against Michelle Waterson Gomez. So those are two very solid wins. But Amanda Ribas has fought the tougher competition. She's been in the UFC longer. She lost against Marina Rodriguez almost 3 years ago, but that's an excusable loss. She did win against Verna Jandiroba, decent win. Lost against Caitlin Chukagian, not a bad loss. Won against Viviane Araujo, and that's aging pretty well. And then she did lose against Macy Barber. So, man, I think I'm going to go with the more experienced fighter in this fight. I got to go with Amanda Ribas. They're both the same age. They're about the same height. But she's got a 4-inch reach advantage, so I like that. And I like the fact that she's fought the tougher competition. So I'm going with the more experienced fighter to bounce back and take that 12th spot in the strawweight division. Give me Amanda Ribas, probably by decision or submission. That's going to be my play in this fight. Confidence level probably a 5.5. Next fight, ladies and gentlemen, is scheduled to be in the men's bantamweight division. We have Peyton Talbot versus Nick Aguri. Peyton Talbot, he's undefeated at 6-0. 25 years old, 5'10", 70.5-inch reach. Nick Aguri, he's 7-1. 27 years old, 5'9", 74-inch reach. Very interesting fight. Peyton Talbot making his UFC debut. Nick Aguri, this will be his second fight in the UFC. But we all know that UFC is trying to build up Peyton Talbot, right? Peyton Talbot is a very good prospect. He's someone to look out for. He's marketable. He's going to be like the next Sean O'Malley. That's how I look at Peyton Talbot, to be honest. Nick Aguri, though, he's 7-1, so he's pretty good, you know. He did lose his UFC debut to Dana Argueta. So, we all know Dana Argueta. He's decent, but not someone like championship material. And Peyton Talbot has that championship material style in him. The dude is going to be a problem. Give me Peyton Talbot. Might beat my lock of the card. Second lock I'm throwing at you guys. Note it down. Peyton Talbot. probably gonna finish Nikaguri in that fight. Confidence level 8.5, maybe even a 9 out of 10 to win his debut in the UFC. Next fight, ladies and gentlemen, scheduled in the men's lightweight division, we got Jordan Levitt versus Chase Hooper. Jordan Levitt, he's a levited too. He's 28 years old, 5'9", 71-inch reach. Chase Hooper, he's 12 and 3, 24 years old, 6'1", 74-inch reach. Both young prospects in the UFC. Jordan Levitt, he likes to twerk as well. We got two twerkers on this card. Ailin Perez and Jordan Levitt. I don't want to see Jordan Levitt twerk, so I hope he loses his fight. He's not that good. He's okay, you know. He's got good grappling, decent wrestling. His striking is eh. Chase Hooper, he's got good grappling himself, decent wrestling, and sneaky KO power. He's going to have a 3-inch reach advantage, and he's going to have a 2 hold on, almost like a 4 or 5-inch height advantage. Wow. Chase Hooper's going to be the much bigger dude in this fight. And I like Chase Hooper in this spot. I think Chase Hooper is going to win this fight. This is going to be a close fight, though, because Jordan Levitt can be sneaky himself. He can pull out the upset. So I might stay away betting wise. But for a picking perspective, I'm going with Chase Hooper. Confidence level is a 6. A solid 6 for Chase Hooper to win the fight. Next fight, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a certified banger. Probably not going the distance. Do not miss this fight, ladies and gentlemen. Scheduled in the men's welterweight division, and is scheduled to be the co-main event for UFC Fight Night, Ailin versus Craig. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe. CJUFCpicks here each and every single week. And I believe after this card, UFC is taking a break. But you already know we're going to be here next week to break down the next card for you guys, giving you nice and early. Jake Matthews versus Michael Morales. Jake Matthews, he's 19 and 6, 29 years old, 5'11", 72-inch reach. Michael Morales, he's undefeated at 15 and 0. He's 24 years old, 6 foot even, 79-inch reach. Certified banger. And I gotta go with the undefeated Ecuadorian, Michael Morales. The dude is a problem. The dude is a young prospect. Still learning, still evolving, still getting better. And I think he's going to stop Jake Matthews inside the distance. I might make Michael Morales my lock of the card. 3 locks right there, folks. 3 locks right there. Put them all in the parlay. And if you don't know who they are, I already told you who they are. Replay the video. CJUFCpicks. Give me a like. Give me a follow. Give me a sub. Your boy's right here smoking with you guys. Giving you fire picks. And I'm trying to give you some solid money. So make sure to put Michael Morales in your parlays. 9 out of 10 confidence. Next fight, ladies and gentlemen, is the main event of the evening for UFC Fight Night, Ailin versus Craig. This is going to be another banger, folks. This is a very solid main event, a very solid card before we take a break here. And before I give you the breakdown, before I give you my pick, subscribe, like the video, Comment who you got for UFC Fight Night, Allen versus Craig. I want to see your guys' comments. Even if you don't like the video, even if you don't like the channel, drop a like, drop a comment. Help the algorithm out. Help me out. Support support the channel. I really much appreciate it. Brendan Allen versus Paul Craig in the men's middleweight division. Brandon Allen, he's 22 and 5, 27 years old, 6'2", 75-inch reach. Paul Craig, 17 and 6, 35 years old, 6'3", 76-inch reach. This fight is not going the distance. I'm pretty sure of that. Both guys are finishers. Both guys got sneaky KO power. Both guys are very good in the ground. Um, Paul Craig is definitely going to have the better jiu-jitsu in this fight, but Paul Craig or Brendan Allen is a junkyard dog. He's on a freaking tear. Absolutely love Brendan Allen. I have never faded Brendan Allen in the UFC. I've always picked him to win, even when he's lost his fights. But the dude is no freaking joke. He's only 27, almost 28 years old, so he's still young. Not even in his prime yet. He's still evolving. He's still growing. He's just getting used to, you know, he's already got 27, almost 28 fights. This will be his 28th professional fight at 28 years old. That's crazy. He's got more experience. Has fought the tougher competition than Paul Craig. He's gonna be has better cardio. Give me Brendan Allen all day. He's my lock of the card. I just gave it to you guys right there. Brendan Allen is my lock of the card for this fight night. I'm telling you guys, he's gonna be a favorite probably. I have not checked the line for this card. I wouldn't be surprised if he's like a minus 350 or something like that. Give me Brendan Allen inside the distance, knockout, TKO, or submission. I guarantee it. I better see it, because you're going to see it right here on CJUFCpicks. That was the breakdown. That was the smoke sesh. CJUFCpicks. Give me a sub. Give me a like. Enjoy the holidays with all your families, folks. Thanksgiving or whatever you celebrate. Make peace, not war. All love, good vibes, and make sure to subscribe. We're out of here, folks. Take it easy.